Hey everyone, remember those good old days? Planning trips with those big travel brochures, hoping for the best.
Ah, the memories.
Well, get ready to say goodbye to those days.
Because tech is seriously changing the way we travel. It's a whole new world.
Exactly. And today we're gonna totally unpack how AI, big data, and VR are reshaping tourism. We've got this awesome research article from Library Progress International. It's gonna be our guide on this deep dive.
And you know what's really cool? It's not just changing how we book trips, but the whole travel experience. Smarter, more personal, much more immersive.
Okay, so first up, artificial intelligence, or AI. It's not just for sci-fi movies anymore.
Right.
Imagine you walk into a hotel and bam, a robot concierge.
Like in those futuristic films.
And it's already happening. Hilton's got Connie and KLM has their Blue Bot.
It's basically like having a super efficient travel agent, like 24/7 in your pocket, They answer your questions, give you personalized recommendations, update you on your drafts info.
Wow, that's so handy.
But hold on, AI does way more than that. Behind the scenes, it's like this super brain analyzing tons of data. It helps with pricing, like predicting demand for flights. And it even helps airlines plan the best routes.
So cool. So AI is not just replacing jobs, it's making everything smarter. Imagine snagging a crazy good flight deal because AI knew demand would be low. That's pretty powerful stuff.
Totally. And that actually leads us to, well, big data. You ever feel like travel companies just know what you want before you do?
Yeah, it's kind of creepy sometimes.
Right. It's not magic, it's big data. They're looking at your social media posts, what you book, the reviews you leave.
So they're like detectives. But instead of solving crimes, they're figuring out our next vacation.
Uh-huh, yeah, exactly. And companies like TripAdvisor, they're using it to analyze all those reviews and ratings. It's actually super helpful for everyone. You leave a review, it helps others make better choices.
Makes sense. So big data gets us. But what about actually experiencing a destination before you book?
Ah, you're talking about VR, virtual reality. It's like stepping right into a travel brochure. You put on the headset and boom, you're in a hotel room looking at the Eiffel Tower. Marriott hotels, they're already doing it. You can actually explore their places before you book.
No more surprises. That's awesome.
And you know what else? VR is also being used to train people in the travel industry.
Really?
Yeah, imagine learning how to deal with a, difficult customer all in a virtual world.
Wow, that's smart. Safer too, probably.
Exactly. And let's not forget museums. They're using VR to create these amazing virtual tours and exhibits. It makes history come alive in a whole new way.
So cool. Makes you want to grab a headset right now. So we've talked about AI, big data, VR, all separately. But I'm really curious, how are companies actually using all of this together?
Well, that's the exciting part. Our article has these amazing case studies showing how it's all being used in the real world. Companies like Expedia, Amadeus, even Thomas Cook.
Okay, I'm ready for some real-world magic. Let's dive in. Expedia first, right?
Got it. They're doing some amazing things with big data.
So we've seen some pretty amazing examples of how companies are using this tech to totally level up travel.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
But I think it's time for a little reality check.
Oh, you mean like looking at the potential downside?
Exactly. All this tech, it's powerful stuff, but with great power comes,
Responsibility.
yeah, something like that. Think about big data. It's all about understanding us, right?
Right.
But how much is too much? How much of our digital lives do we want these companies to know?
That's a good point. It's like a trade-off. Personalized recommendations are great, but it does make you think about privacy.
Yeah, where's the line?
And that's why I think transparency is so important.
Yeah.
Companies need to be upfront about how they're using our data and give us control over our settings.
Totally agree. We need to be informed, make choices about what we're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about data privacy. AI is getting really good, right?
Yeah, it's getting super sophisticated.
But are we going to end up talking more to machines than to actual people when we travel?
That's an interesting question. I mean, those AI assistants can be super helpful, but
But there's something special about talking to a local, getting their recommendations, hearing their stories.
you're right. Those unexpected interactions, that's part of the magic of travel.
Totally. And with all this info at our fingertips, are we losing that sense of adventure?
Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in planning every detail, checking off those lists.
But sometimes the best memories come from just wandering off the beaten path, embracing the unknown.
Exactly. Sometimes you got to get a little lost to really find yourself.
Love that. So yeah, it's about finding that balance, right? Using tech to make our trips better, but not letting it take over.
Couldn't agree more. Technology should enhance our travels, not dictate them.
Well said. So as we move into this super techie future of travel, we got to be mindful, ask the tough questions,
Definitely.
make sure we're using tech to make travel better, not less human, you know?
Absolutely. The future of travel, it's not set in stone. It's something we're all creating together.
Okay, so that was like a deep dive into the ethics of travel tech. Pretty thought-provoking stuff. But I'm ready to get back to the fun part, the future.
Oh yeah, it's time to crank up the time machine and see what's next.
Okay, everyone, buckle up. We're about to take a trip to the future of travel.
Yeah, get ready for some serious sci-fi stuff.
We've seen how cool AI, big data, and VR are now, but what's coming next is, like, next level.
Think hyper-personalized trips, planning that knows what you want before you do, journeys that practically plan themselves.
Whoa! Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's start with AI. What's the next big thing?
Imagine you're thinking about a vacation. Your AI travel buddy doesn't just suggest places you might like. It also checks real-time stuff like weather, flights, even local events happening while you're there.
No way. So it's like a fortune teller, but for travel.
Uh-huh, kind of. AI is getting so smart it can predict stuff like flight delays, traffic jams, all that annoying stuff. And then it can fix it. Like rebook you on a better flight or find you a detour.
Now that's a vacation I can get behind. No stress.
Speaking of knowing what we want, what about big data? What's in store for that?
Big data is going to get even better at making your trip perfect for you. Let's say you love trying new foods.
Oh, that's me, total foodie.
Your travel app will know that. It'll recommend restaurants you'll love, maybe even book you a table at the hottest new place.
No more spending hours reading reviews. It's like big data is my personal concierge.
And it's not just food. It could suggest activities, anything you're into, like historical sites, festivals, even volunteering opportunities.
So it helps you travel better and be more responsible.
That's awesome. This is all mind-blowing, but what about VR and AR? What crazy stuff are we going to see there?
Get ready to have your mind blown. For real. Imagine you're at a historical site. You use AR and boom, you see those ancient ruins rebuilt right in front of you.
Like a time machine.
Or picture packing for your trip. You try on different outfits virtually using AR to see how they look on you.
No more packing fails. That would be amazing.
And VR. You could experience a destination before you even book. Walk through a hotel, stroll on the beach, hike a mountain, all from your couch.
Wow, that takes trip planning to a whole new level. This could be a game changer for people who can't travel easily, too.
You're right. VR and AR can make travel more accessible for everyone. But, with all this amazing stuff, there are some things we got to be careful about.
Yeah, what are some of the challenges?
Well, one thing is the digital divide. We got to make sure everyone has access to this tech, not just people with lots of money or tech skills.
Totally. Travel shouldn't be just for the rich and tech-savvy. What else?
The environment. Making all these gadgets has an impact. We need to think about how to make it all more sustainable.
Right, we can't trash the planet while exploring it.
And then there's data privacy. We're sharing more and more info. We need to be sure it's protected, not used against us.
It's a tricky balance, embracing new tech but staying safe and ethical.
And one last thing. Amidst all this amazing tech, we can't forget about human connection, real experiences.
Right, it can't all be virtual.
Exactly. The future of travel, it's a mix of tech and human touch. It's about making travel more amazing, but also keeping it real.
So, yeah, it's been an awesome journey. AI concierges, virtual trips. The future of travel is looking pretty wild.
It's going to be exciting, but we all need to be a part of shaping it.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into how tech is changing travel. It's been a blast. What travel experiences are you excited about? What worries you? Share your thoughts, keep exploring, and thanks for joining us.